So how do you know it's time to schedule a consultation? Well, the first thing that you should do is contact our office. Before we even schedule a consultation, immediately when you call our office, an attorney will get on the phone with you and ask you questions and figure out what your situation is and determine whether or not it is the right thing to do to schedule a consultation with our office. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. You won't know unless you contact us. If it is the right time to schedule a consultation, there are certain things that we would like you to bring in. We would like you to bring in a list of all your debts. Nothing fancy, just who you owe and how much you owe them. It can be handwritten, it can be typed up. We ask that you bring in a pay stub or two for everybody who's working in the household. And we would also ask that you jot down a quick list of your monthly expenses, things like food, gas, utilities, medical expenses, things of those nature. Once you bring those in at your consultation, we can give you an idea of what we think you need to do going forward. But the first step, if you're considering whether or not to schedule a consultation, just call us. We'll get an idea on the phone and we'll tell you whether or not we think you should come in. The consultation is totally free, so you have nothing to lose. So at your initial consultation, one of the first things that we're going to do is try to get an overall picture of what your situation is. That's going to involve some question and answer from the lawyer to you. The questions that you're going to be asked are questions about whether or not you own real estate, whether or not you own vehicles, what type of vehicles those are, how much that real estate, what the value of that real estate may be. We're also going to obviously ask questions about your debts, what type of debts they are they credit cards, are they tax debts, are they real estate taxes, and then once we get a full picture of exactly what the assets and the liabilities are, we will probably ask you some questions about your income and your expenses, where you work, if you work, what type of income you have if you're not working, and what your regular monthly expenses are, things like food, gas, utilities, charity, recreation. Once we have an idea of what the assets are, the liabilities are, the income is, and the expenses are, then we have a full picture of your financial situation and we can start making some recommendations. When I ask my clients, do you have any questions at the end of the consultation? A lot of the time they have one or two, and then they say, no more questions. I say, oh, wait till you get to the elevator out of the building. You're going to have some more. There's a couple of different things that you can do. Number one, you can always call. You can always call the attorney that you met with. We return calls relatively promptly, unless someone's out of town or something. We'll find a way to get you your answers. Calls are returned within 24 hours. My preferred method of getting answers to questions is email, because I get my email everywhere all the time on my phone. List your questions out in an email, send them over, and they'll all be answered promptly. One thing that we do not recommend that you do to try to find answers to your questions is go on the internet. The internet, although it can be very, very valuable for some research, there is a lot of misinformation out there on the internet. You don't know what jurisdiction you're in when you're reading that information. It could be the bankruptcy court in Wyoming, which is completely different than a bankruptcy around here. The example I give my clients a lot is if you have a headache and a sore throat and you go on WebMD, they're going to diagnose you potentially with throat cancer, when all you need to do is take a couple aspirin and you'll be fine. It's the same type of thing. If you have questions, you have the best resource that you can possibly have, because you have a law office that has done this for over 30 years. Just call the attorney that you met with and you'll get your answers.